president's mood is volcanic, to use their description of the words. He is exploding at this, furious.
We got a real witch hunt going this time, and it's happening in the West Wing.
What do you think about that letter?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible move by the New York Times. Incredible letter. And not the way the White House is supposed to work. Not normal.
Have they ever said that it was a good day at the White House? We'll have to look for that tape. The swamp is just not letting up. President Trump under siege from Democrats, the media, and even some from inside his own administration, as seen from that anonymous New York Times op-ed. And he's now calling on the Justice Department to investigate it. But will all of this resistance actually backfire on the left? Here to debate, Democratic strategist Jason Nichols and Campus Reform's editor-in-chief Lawrence Jones. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning, Ed.
Jason, I want to start with you. Doesn't this play right into the president's hands? He's been saying there's a deep state, they're out to get me, and then all of a sudden an op-ed pops up suggesting maybe there is a deep state and maybe they are out to get him.
Well, again, I think it's a little bit irresponsible to even talk about a deep state. That's for people like Alex Jones to talk about. What we can talk about is Bob Woodward's book, probably the most decorated journalist of our lifetime, where people describe the president as an idiot, having the understanding of a fifth grader, having to hide
pardon
documents
me, Jason, but all of those cabinet officials like General Mattis and others have said that they didn't say that. So we'll have that debate. But I didn't ask you about the Woodward book, and I appreciate that you're trying to compare me or others to Alex Jones. Sorry, that's not true.
I didn't do that, Ed.
Okay, but I just asked you a fair question, and you jumped on this idea that it's a conspiracy theory. Here's my simple thing. The president, we don't have to use the phrase deep state, but the president says there's people out to get me. And then the New York Times publishes this op-ed from some anonymous person who, if they really are upset with the president, shouldn't they raise their hand and say, I resign and here's why?
Well, I would agree that I'm never a fan of anonymous things, but I'll tell you, or anonymous sources even, but I'll tell you this. We have a president who is, hell-bent on trying to destroy certain people, and he's very vindictive. So I think that this person is trying to protect themselves and probably their families and other people around them. We have the person who is the most powerful man potentially in the world, and so I think you have to be concerned about those
Let me
things.
get Lawrence in here. Lawrence, I gave Jason, we're friendly, we see each other in D.C. all the time. I gave him 2 cracks at it, and I didn't really hear an answer.
Yeah, so what we're getting at is that we're dealing with a party, a media, that are gossip girls. These are allegations that normally come back as false. The Democrats have flipped on every single issue in an effort to go after the president. They used to didn't like Jeff Sessions. They used to didn't like the Department of Justice and the FBI. Now they're in love with the FBI, the Department of Justice. Every issue today, the Democrats are showing their color. We just reported at Campus Reform where they're teaching kids on how to impeach Donald Trump at San Diego State. So, look, I think this is going to backfire because the American people are going to go by results at the end of the day. And then I think the straw that broke the camel's back was you have someone that's in the White House or somewhere in the administration that wants to unseat the president of the United States. And so how do you think the people, the millions of people that went out and voted for this man are going to take it? Whether you like him or not, he was duly elected, and there's a process to get rid of him, and that's impeachment.
And
Lawrence, I hope that wasn't a plastic straw that broke the camel's back. You're not allowed to use those anymore, but go ahead, Jason.
Well, the thing is, they wanted to go through the legal channels, which is the 25th Amendment. So it's not as if they're trying to do some sort of subversive thing. They were sitting there talking and saying this person is unfit to lead, and if they believe
because
that someone is unfit
all the cabinet members are saying they have nothing to do with this. So if they want to go through that process, maybe they should get them on board.
Right.
There are several sources that are saying that people wanted to invoke the 25th Amendment.
More gossip.
Your argument was that, they are trying to commit some sort of treasonous act. Going through the 25th Amendment,
but they haven't done
Amendment
it.
is there.
Last point from Lawrence. Jason, I gave you a chance. Go, Lawrence.
Look,
10 seconds.
Again,
I don't think I got much of a chance. He was yelling over top of me.
I started this segment by saying that these are the gossip girls. This is more unverified gossip. No one is willing to put their name on the record and say, hey, I want to impeach the president, but the Democrats.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
All right, Lawrence, Jason, appreciate you both coming in.
Thank you.
All right, the president